Welcome everybody to the Double R Postgame Show featuring your boy Double R. Baltimore Ravens advance their record to 5-5, even their record to 5-5, 3-2 on the road with a 23-16 win over the Cleveland Browns, who dropped to 2-8 and 2-3 at home. One of the highlights of this game, Shedeur Sanders made his NFL debut. Unfortunately, it did not go well.
We are cross streaming.
4-16.
Going to be live over on.
Shit, hold on. We got some audio interference there. That count for. All right, 4-16 for 47 yards, no touchdowns and an interception. Dillon Gabriel, who got injured in this game, went 7-10 for 68 yards, got sacked one time. Shedeur got sacked twice. Lamar Jackson had his worst game in probably almost 2 years. 14-25, 193 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 5 times. Myles Garrett had 4 of those. Derrick Henry went over 100 yards, had 18 carries, 103 yards, a touchdown, had that 59-yard run that kind of really jolted the Ravens to that scoring drive. Mark Andrews had 1 rushing attempt, but it was the biggest one of the game. 35 yards, that rushing touchdown on that tush-push variation. Instead, this time, Mark Andrews, instead of going for the sneak, he actually pulled it out on a naked bootleg to the right and got a touchdown, 35-yard touchdown on that play. Keith Mitchell got the ball a couple times, 6 carries for 31 yards. He did have that 1 drop that led to the pick 6. And that was in the second quarter, I think it was. Zay Flower, the lead man for the Ravens, had 3 catches for 78 yards, had 45 yards as his longest one. Mark Andrews, 3 catches for 32 yards, and like I said, he had that 35-yard touchdown run. For the Browns receiving, let's go to the rushing. Quinshon Judkins, 17 carries for 59 yards. He had a couple good runs in there, but never really maintained the consistency. I think the Ravens defense, even though they gave up 106 yards rushing, outside of a few plays, the Ravens defense rushing was pretty good today. They had a couple long ones, like Sampson had a 19-yard, Judkins had a 16-yard, and he had another chunk play, like 11, 12-yard run. So, but outside of that, the Ravens defense did pretty good. On defense, who stood out to me on the Ravens defense? Obviously, Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Van Noy had a sack. Nate Wiggins had an interception. Roquan Smith at the end got that pass deflection. So Brent Urban had a tackle for a loss on one of the plays. Ravens defense did good. Ravens didn't really address, well, they did address the pass rush a little bit, but Ravens pass rush was pretty good today. And how many sacks did they get total? They got 3 sacks today, and they had a couple pressures, and they had tackle for a loss. So Ravens defense overall played solid today. Let's look at the team stats real quick. First down, Browns only had 10, Ravens had 17. Ravens ran 60 plays, Browns only had 54. Total offense, 351 yards for the Ravens. Browns only had 187 yards of offense. Crazy, right? And they almost still won this game, which is crazy. Yards per play, Ravens had 5.8. The Browns had 3.5. Ravens had 184 rushing yards. Derrick Henry had 103 of those. Browns had 106. The penalties in this game, it wasn't about how many penalties, it was the timing of the penalties. I remember the Browns had a penalty, intentional grounding. Ravens had that 1 penalty on special teams where it was a 4th down and 4, and it was a neutral zone infraction, offsides. They gave the Browns a first down when they should have punted the ball. Ravens had 3 turnovers this game. It's very rare in the NFL that you can lose the turnover battle and still win the game. Ravens had 3 turnovers this game. The Browns only had 1, but the Ravens still won the game. Crazy, right? You rarely see that. Usually the team that turns the ball over is the team that loses the game. But Ravens are resilient. All right? And so the Ravens had the ball for 32 minutes to the Browns 27. So that's the game right there, bro. Baltimore Ravens go to 5-5, and they have the New York Jets next, right? So a couple of weeks ago, and this is my favorite part of the segment here. A couple of weeks ago, after the 17-3 loss to the Rams, when we were 1-5, everybody was counting the Baltimore Ravens out of this thing. Everybody was counting them out. Ravens are done. Pack your bags to Cancun. You're going to Mexico. Your season's over. Before you even get to January, your season's over. That's why you continue to play football, because the Baltimore Ravens are making strides. They beat the Bears without Lamar. Lamar came back against the Dolphins, and that was probably their best game since Lamar's been back. You got the win last week against the Vikings, which was a good win, right? And then you got the Browns today, a gritty game. Now you got the Jets who I'm not saying is an easy game. It's not easy. I mean, it's the Jets though, but you got the Jets at home. Lamar is going to make his home return. Lamar hasn't played at home since the Browns game, and that was what, week 2? That was literally week 2. Lamar has not. Oh no, I'm wrong. He did play in the Lions game. Lamar hasn't played at home since week 3. So I know the fans, the stadium is going to be packed. Lamar's back. The fans are going to be happy to see him back. You got the next 3 games at home. The Ravens have 3 home games in a row, bro. If you can win all 3 of these games, bro, we back, and we already 5-5. If you can beat the Jets next week, that's 6 wins. The Bengals, who knows if Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow's been playing, but we always play good against the Bengals, even though that doesn't mean anything. But the Bengals defense sucks. And then we play the Steelers. All right, so if we can even win, we can win all 3 of them, that'd be beautiful. I think we can definitely win all 3, especially because the Steelers don't impress me. Like, I know they're 6-4, but they don't impress me like that, you know. And it's at home for us. I'm surprised on a primetime game. They usually put the Ravens on and the Steelers in a primetime game, but we got a chance to turn this season around just like that. Just a couple weeks ago, everybody was like 1-5. We are 5-5 with a potential to go above 500 in 5 weeks. That's how this game of football is played. So that's that. So we'll see how it goes. We'll be back here next Sunday at 1 o'clock for the Jets game, and then we'll be back, and that's with Thanksgiving. That's the Thanksgiving game for the Bengals. So I'll be here on my Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try to be. I don't even know what my Thanksgiving plans are yet, but I'll definitely try to be here on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try my best. I really want to go to one of these football games in person, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to go to any game. Their last home game was against the Patriots. Then after that Steelers game, they don't have the only home game they got is the Patriots. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to any games this year. We'll see. You know, a miracle may happen, but I should be here for that Thanksgiving game and that Steelers game. Maybe that's the game. I've never been to a Ravens Steelers game. I heard the Steelers fans are really, really, really raunchy. That's just what I heard. I have never been to a Ravens Steelers game before, but I want to. So we'll see. So we'll see by the end of the year. But it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. And the Ravens are right now are playing good ball. They're not playing their best ball. They're definitely not playing their best, but they're playing good ball, and they're playing winning football. And your schedule is a little bit easy right now. And that Bengals game is not easy because as long as you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins on the field, that is never going to be easy. But the Bengals defense is trash. So we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming through to watch the live stream, the post-game reactions, the post-game show, the Double R post-game show. We'll be back next week, next Sunday, like I said, at 1 o'clock. There are going to be like my power rankings video coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to do my prediction videos, the Thursday night game, and then the next week's games I'll do predict. So you'll see content on the stream, but the next live stream is not going to be till next Sunday. Until then, this is your boy Double R, and we out. Peace.